Hi friends, my name is Faye and you're watching Mystery Date with a Book. Today we're talking about my favorite books of the year so far. Now, big disclaimer, these books have not necessarily come out this year. It's just the books that I've read this year and they're in my top 5. So top 5 books of 2020 so far, because we're about halfway through the year. Thank goodness, because this year just needs to go. Yes, we're gonna do this, okay? So, in no particular order, okay? I'm not gonna put these 5 books in order. That's too hard. I can't choose a favorite baby. So, we're gonna have 5 top 5 books. Yeah, the best books of 2020 so far. Okay. First book I picked up here is a thriller. It is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. So good. I got this book as a gift from Kat from Brews and Reviews. I kept the Amazon thingy here. And oh my goodness, I loved this book. Now, this made me realize how much I missed reading thrillers. I haven't read a thriller in ages. So this was like a wake-up call. I was like, oh yeah, I do like thrillers and I need to read more of them. So yes, this is The Turn of the Key. It's about this nanny, a live-in nanny, who takes up a job in Scotland, and I just wanted to show you the inside cover. It's gorgeous. And she takes up a job in Scotland and she needs to look after 4 girls. Yeah, 1 baby, 2 little girls, primary school age, and then 1 teenager who's only there on the weekends. But it's a creepy story because right from the start you know that one of the children is going to die. You don't know which one, you don't know when, you don't know how, but you know one of the children is going to die. And it's so wonderfully done. I loved it. I loved it. Especially if you've ever babysat or if you've ever worked with children. This book is going to grip you, okay? It's so good. So yes, I haven't read anything else by Ruth Ware yet, but I want to give her other books a go, see if I like them. And yeah, The Turn of the Key. Ow. Then I read, way at the beginning of the year, I finished the Mistborn trilogy. This is the last book, The Hero of Ages, and oh, what have we found here? Pieces of grass. Anyway, I must have read this outside. The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the last book in the Mistborn trilogy. It's a fantasy book. It's an adult fantasy. Is it adult? I think it's adult fantasy. Yeah, because most of the characters are kind of older. So yeah, so good. Oh my goodness, if you haven't tried any Brandon Sanderson books yet, this was the first books that I read by him. This is the first trilogy and oh, I'm hooked. So good. If you like fantasy, read the Mistborn trilogy. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. It's better if you just go into it not knowing much. So I'm not going to spoil anything. Just read the Mistborn trilogy, please. Okay, then I buddy read this wonderful middle grade series. I've only buddy read the first book, okay? We're going to buddy read the next book soon. I don't know when, but yeah. It is Inkheart by Cornelia Funk and... Okay. I love this series. I love this book, at least. I've only read the first one in the series. I can't say I love the whole series yet. But I love this book, Inkheart. There's a reason why it's so popular. There's a reason why it's such a classic and everyone recommends it. The characters have such love for books that you as a reader, you can relate to. They see books as precious and the whole story is... You know, it revolves around books and it's amazing. I can't recommend this enough. If you want to get into middle grade, if you don't usually read middle grade but you want to try one, give this one a go. Your library probably has it. It's very old. When is it from? It's very popular. It's been around for ages. It was translated into English in 2003. It's been 17 years. I think it's time you pick this up. Okay, now another fantasy books. Okay, so far we've had a thriller, fantasy, middle grade fantasy, and now a standalone fantasy. Can you tell I like fantasy books? Okay, The Prairie of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is a standalone fantasy, as I said before, and it has dragons in it. Need I say more? It's got dragons in it. Now, the only thing bad I could say about this book is that there aren't enough dragons in it. I wish there were more dragons. That's all I'm gonna say. But yes, it's amazing. It's a brilliant book. Have I done a review on this book? I don't remember if I've done a review. If I have, I'm gonna link it up there. Yeah. Go read this book, please. Please read this book. I know it's a chunker, it's intimidating, but it's so worth it. So worth it. Okay, now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready for number 5? To make this a top 5? It is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Last Hours trilogy, I want to say. I don't think it's going to be a series. I think it's just going to be a trilogy. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But I think it's going to be a trilogy. Chain of Gold. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm not the biggest fan of Shadowhunters. I think they're a bit too arrogant. And yeah, it drives me crazy sometimes how they think they're better than everyone else. And they're so stubborn and thick-headed. But I'm a sucker for urban fantasy set in Victorian London. I love this. If you haven't read yet any Shadowhunter books, this series comes straight after the Infernal Devices. So if you've read the Infernal Devices, you know, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, and Clockwork Angel, I'm not sure if that's the right order or not, then this happens straight after that one. It's the story about the children of those other characters that you find in the Infernal Devices. This is the next generation, and it's so good. So good. You get to see the same families that you see later on in more modern series in the Shadowhunter world, and there are some characters here who I love. Others who I despise, but some of them are, oh, they're my babies. They're my babies, that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, if you want to pick it up, I recommend it. Yeah, but I recommend actually reading the Infernal Devices first, and then starting this one. So yeah, those were my top 5 books. Let me see, let me pick them up for you. Those are my top 5 books of the year so far. Oh, start with the bigger ones at the bottom, the little ones at the top, and oh my goodness, this is so heavy. So heavy. Okay, so these are my top 5 books from the first half of 2020, and I highly recommend every single one of these books. If you're looking for something different to read, if you haven't picked it up yet, or you know, just, I don't know. If you want a book recommendation or something to add to your Amazon wishlist or something, add all of these because it's so worth it, and they're so heavy I'm gonna have to set them down. Okay, so that's it guys. I hope you liked my top 5. Do you have any recommendations for me? If you've read something that you think might align with my taste, you know, based on these, let me know down in the comments. Have you read any of these books? Would you recommend them? Did you have a problem with them? Did you DNF some of them? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. And yeah, that's it guys. If you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a like, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.